This is Akashvani Chennai. Titled Bots and Brains. Shri R.K.Ramesh, Vice President of a leading technology firm, is interviewed by Srimati R.SHIVAKRIPA.
Hi all, very good day and welcome to Brain and Bots. Today we are exploring the exciting intersection of human intelligence and artificial intelligence, a space where industries are being transformed, tasks are being automated, and yes, even HR is getting a tech upgrade. From manufacturing to media, AI is reshaping how we work. It's handling the repetitive stuff, data crunching, scheduling, even writing emails, while humans continue to lead with judgment, empathy, and creativity. And HR, well, they are not just managing people anymore. With AI in the mix, they might soon be handling performance reviews for bots and wellness programs that include software updates as well. So let's buckle up as we dive into the conversation that's part brain, part bot, and all future. Let's get started with Brain and Bots. And let's welcome a very eminent and experienced expert, Mr. Ramesh R.K. for the talk show here today. Welcome, Ramesh.
Thanks, Shivakripa. Thanks to AAR for the opportunity.
R.K., you've been in the industry for last 2.5 decades. So how do you see business in general or industry has evolved over past few decades?
Business or industry in general has evolved over the last 100 years. From agriculture to mechanization in agriculture, to the industrial revolution, mankind has seen so many changes. For instance, in early 1900s, banks had to pay customers to lure them to use the ATM machine. From there, today it is branchless banking.
Right.
After a few decades of mass manufacturing, it became manufacturing with customized options to manufactured products, to product service bundle, and today to full services. Increasingly, over the last few decades, it has become largely a service economy. Every industry has gone through multiple changes at different times, and newer concepts come into play. For instance, in manufacturing, Six Sigma, TQM, theory of constraints were new when it came, but later got adopted.
Exactly.
In IT, technology has changed so much, from stable mainframe programs, kilo lines of code, to web technologies, to data analytics, to machine learning, and now to the latest AI.
What a change, right? So you're talking about changes that has happened over past decades or years. Is the rate of change the same?
No, definitely not. Changes used to take years, whereas now it is weeks and even days. For instance, telephone took 75 years to reach 50 million users. AAR, where we are, the radio took 38 years to reach 50 million users. Television took 13 years, while internet took just 4 years, whereas ChatGPT recently achieved that 50 million number in around a month.
So if the rate of change is so fast, can you help us with best practices on how we can navigate these changes?
The pace of change is accelerating. So success lies in proactively managing transitions, not just implementing new technology, but nurturing people through communication, support, and ongoing development. Change management is no longer a one-time project, but a continuous journey that defines organizational resilience and future growth. So as you can see, the human element is important.
Right.
So organizations have to invest in robust training programs, both digital and in person, encourage employees to regularly acquire and practice new skills, encourage lifelong learning that has to be embraced by the working people. Organizations have to foster a growth mindset across teams and leadership. It has to ensure transparent communication by clearly articulating the reasons for change and its impact. People will absorb, accept, when it is clearly communicated. Involve employees at every stage and seek feedback. Use storytelling to connect change initiatives to broader organizational goals. In the land of Ramayana Mahabharata, do we need to say more about storytelling? Organizations have to support emotional and cultural transitions, recognize the psychological impact of change, provide coaching or mentorship, address resistance constructively and empathetically. It will help to promote diversity and inclusion as you evolve skill sets and teams. Finally, align structure and strategy. Realign roles, goals, and processes to support new business models. Leverage cross functional teams to drive innovation and break down silos. Measure progress and adapt strategies as needed.
So moving on to next question. So we talked about the past, about how industry has evolved. Now let's connect the present. And I'm sure with your experience, he would have definitely handled 3 generations of people in the workforce. So what are the strategies to bring people from different generations together?
Absolutely. No matter the generation, the nomenclature different people use, like boomers, Gen Y, millennials, Gen Z, or currently AI native, 2 strategies consistently bring people together and drive impact. 1. Human connection through shared purpose. Bringing people together around a common goal or mission creates belonging. Whether it's town halls, team offsites, or cross functional projects, collaboration builds trust. Secondly, continuous education and dialogue. Investing in learning, formal or informal, empowers people. When we educate, we reduce fear, we build capability and spark innovation. And when we listen, we evolve together. These strategies transcend tools and trends. Whether it's pen and paper or Gen AI, the art of progress is people learning and growing together. For instance, at our organization, apart from formal training programs, there is a Knowledge Unplugged series which makes learning fun through presentations, quizzes, inviting external experts to share their knowledge, experience, and provide a world view. And these are not one-time initiatives, but these are ongoing. That is, it happens continuously.
So what common values or needs do these strategies address that make them effective across generations?
These strategies tap into core human values and needs that don't change, no matter the era or technology. Let me highlight 3. Belonging. People want to feel part of something bigger. Bringing teams together fosters connection, inclusion, and shared purpose. It's not just people. Organizations also need purpose of existence of an organization. Second, growth. Learning is a universal motivator. Whether it's Gen X mastering new tech, or Gen Z seeking mentorship, or the current trend of reverse mentorship where Gen Z mentors Gen X, at times education fuels confidence and capability. Third, trust. Open dialogue and shared experiences build trust. When people feel heard and informed, they engage more deeply and resist fear of change. These strategies work because they speak to the art of what it means to be human, to connect, to grow, and to be valued.
During changes, what is one aspect that is most critical or important you've seen or observed in the last years?
If I had to pick just one, it would be communication. Clear, consistent, and empathetic communication is the backbone of successful change. Why? Because during change, people face uncertainty. They ask, what does this mean for me? Will I be supported? Is this good for me? And finally, human mind resists change. So they ask, is this change even necessary? Why not continue with what it was? When leaders communicate openly, sharing the why, the how, and the what's next, they build trust. And trust reduces resistance. But it's not just about broadcasting updates. It's about listening, creating space for feedback and addressing fears. That's what turns change from a disruption into a shared journey.
So I see communication is not just a tool. It looks like a glue for all these changes to, work well.
Very true. You can have the best strategy and tech, but without strong communication, change falls flat. It's the human attitude that makes transformation work.
When you say human attitude, a question comes into my mind. So it is only about the attitude. They say, hire for attitude and train for skill generally. Then what happens with the skill? So how do you say or, distinguish between this attitude and skill?
No, both matters. But if I had to choose between attitude or mindset, then the attitude or mindset shift is more critical. Why? Because skills can be taught, but mindset determines whether someone is willing to learn, adapt, and grow. A positive attitude fuels resilience, curiosity, and openness to change. Think of it this way: you can give someone the tools, resources, but if they are not mentally ready to use them, nothing changes. The old proverb of "you can take the oars to the pond, but not make it drink" applies very well here.
So mindset is the foundation is what you mean typically.
Yes, skill set is the what, but mindset is the why and how. When people embrace change with the right attitude, upskilling becomes a natural next step, not a forced one.
So much transformation happening. What skill sets and what mindsets will truly define success going forward? Your thoughts on it, please.
Success today isn't just about what you know, it's about how you think and adapt. Let's break it down. Mindsets that matter: a growth mindset, seeing change as an opportunity, not as a threat; agility, being flexible and open to new ways of working; empathy, a good old value, understanding diverse perspectives and leading with compassion. Skill sets that stand out are digital fluency, comfort with AI, data, and emerging technology; critical thinking, evaluating information, not just consuming it. And these aren't just buzzwords, they are survival skills.
Well,
Organizations that nurture these traits build resilient cultures, and individuals who embody them stay future ready. Collaboration and communication, working across boundaries with clarity and empathy.
so now we see that the rate of change is high. People have to adapt. What role does adaptability play in business success today?
Adaptability isn't just a nice to have anymore, it's a core survival skill, especially with the rate of change being so high. What was technology or latest yesterday is obsolete today. And in a world shaped by AI, shifting markets, and evolving employee expectations, businesses that can't adapt quickly risk falling behind. Adaptability typically shows up in three key ways: strategic flexibility, the ability to pivot business models, enter new markets, or adopt new technologies without losing momentum; cultural agility, creating a workplace culture that embraces change, encourages experimentation, and learns from failure; leadership mindset, leaders who model adaptability inspire confidence. They stay calm in uncertainty and guide teams through ambiguity with clarity and empathy. The most successful organizations today aren't the biggest, they are the most responsive. They listen, learn, and evolve faster than the world around them.
You just heard to an interview titled Bots and Brains. Shri R.K.Ramesh, Vice President of a leading technology firm, was interviewed by Srimati R.SHIVAKRIPA. With that, we come to the end of the part 1 of the interview, and we shall meet again next Saturday. This program came to you from the studios of Akashvani, Chennai.
Adaptability is the new competitive edge.
Exactly. In today's world, it's not the strongest or the smartest who thrive, it's the most adaptable.
How do they respond to adapt to changes?
Change is constant, but people respond to it differently. How do different generations in the workforce handle change? Great question. And here's a fun analogy. Think of it like cricket, the most popular game in India, which is almost a religion. The older generations, like boomers, Gen X, often approach change like test cricket. They value stability, process, and long term planning. Their mindset is more cautious, focused on precision and endurance. And as we speak, the fourth test of the currently ongoing India England test match is going to begin. So it's been an interesting test series. So the youngsters, today at the rate of change and the pace at which even test cricket is played, youngsters like it. But the younger generations, millennials and Gen Z, are more like T20 players. They are fearless, fast-paced, want to finish everything in 3 hours, thrive in environments where adaptability is the key. They are comfortable with ambiguity and quick pivots. But here's the twist. The rate of change today is more T20 than test. So success depends on how well we blend both styles. Organizations need the wisdom and depth of test cricket with the agility and boldness of T20. That means fostering a mindset of continuous learning, psychological safety, and cross-generational collaboration.
That's a nice analogy put up for management question typically. So it's not about choosing one. So it's about integrating both. That is T20 plus Test cricket and combination of it, right?
Right. So the winning team is the one where every generation plays to their strengths, adapts together, and learn to complement each other. And it's very important in organizations these days because a 20-year-old could be working with a 60-year-old. So they'll have to adapt to different generations, play to their strengths. A 60-year-old will have their own strengths, a 20-year-old will have their own strengths, mentor each other, reverse mentoring as we spoke earlier, and finally everybody works for the shared purpose or the goal. So they'll have to learn from each other, with each other, and best is to complement each other.
Right. What a powerful statement. Learn, complement from each other. So first question on AI and adaptability. Now the biggest change people must adapt is to AI. What's your thoughts on it, Ramesh?
AI is no longer just a buzzword. It's a transformational force. It's reshaping how we work, learn, and connect. But here's the key. We should see AI as a tool, not a replacement for people. It's brilliant at handling large volume of data, automating tasks, and generating insights. But it still needs human judgment, empathy, and creativity to make those insights meaningful. Think of AI as a powerful teammate, or as I call it, as assisted intelligence. It can draft reports, analyze trends, even simulate conversations. But it's a human touch that brings context, ethics, and emotional intelligence. The real opportunity lies in collaboration. Humans and AI working together. That's when innovation happens.
Nice term for AI, assisted intelligence. I definitely second it. So it's not about fearing AI, it's about learning how to work with it.
Exactly. The future isn't AI versus humans, it's AI with humans or AI plus humans. And those who embrace that mindset will lead the way.
What is the impact of AI in different verticals? Some thoughts on it?
Yeah, different verticals have adopted AI in different ways, depending on the need and depending on the complexity, ease of adoption, and things like that. In cybersecurity, where our organization is, we use for threat intelligence, anomaly detection. In healthcare and medicine, I'm seeing health direction and cancer survival outcomes, hospital administration, epidemic management. In finance or the banking sector, personalized banking, credit risk assessments, fraud detection are some of the places where it is being used.
Right.
In the stock market, I'm sure you would get a lot of Google feeds about AI products where they're saying put all your the entire portfolio. We will analyze, or the AI tool will analyze and tell you where you've invested. Is it right, or you should exit or hold? In the automobile, where today, interestingly, 85% of a car today is software. It's not
Right.
mechanical
Right.
anymore. So somebody studying mechanical needs to study more of software to become a mechanical engineer or build a car. Media and entertainment, detect online fake news, generate videos, images through text, voice, speech, so many applications.
Amazing.
In education, it's personalized learning. You can learn at your own pace,
True.
the way you want. And in retail, in e-commerce, they make product recommendations, chatbot, visual search based on what you buy. Remember, AI knows. It will recommend what you want to buy next, what you bought in the past, and based on that, it will give you what you should or what you can probably buy.
Right.
But you have to decide,
Right. Shopping made more easier.
especially for women.
Yes, I agree with that. Right. So, is there any popular AI models, and all? Can you also talk about their applications for us?
Yeah, there are many, but a few that commonly that we have come to know are, first up is GPT-4, Chat GPT. Today, everybody knows, about or what is Chat GPT. Like your mother-in-law was saying, that, download it for me so that I don't have to Google anymore. So
Right.
it's not going to be Googling, it's going to be Chat GPT going forward.
True.
By OpenAI, Claude by Anthropic. These are models that can write essays, code, emails, and even help with customer support. In the vision model space, there are models like YOLO, DALI. So they detect objects in real time and generate stunning images from text used in security, design, and art.
Amazing.
There are speech models like Whisper, which transcribes speech. Bark, not like a dog. It can clone voices and add emotion, revolutionizing voice assistance and media production. In science and health, DeepMind's AlphaFold predicts protein structures, helping scientists discover new drugs faster than ever. Wrap Up, which is in the art space for writing and art to medicine and business. AI models are everywhere. And this is just the beginning. Imagine, recently someone told me that there are 10,000 AI tools that are being built every day.
Oh, I don't know whether it's a fun fact or serious fact, but good to know how we are evolving. Right. So there are so many models you were talking about, and especially in the science and health, in terms of finding cancer survival outcomes, or in terms of health detection. I'm sure AI is playing a major role, and it is very nice to know that. And if there are so many models, what is the most used model?
As of now, the GPT-4, from OpenAI or ChatGPT is a good example of, OpenAI's GPT-4. That's the most probably most talked about model. Even Microsoft Copilot AI Assistant is, getting popular. Today, most chatbots, coding, writing, tutoring, customer support, are using OpenAI's Chat GPT-4 model. So the key features that has, it is multimodal, can process both text and images, highly accurate, performs well on complex reasoning, coding, and comprehension tasks.
Yeah.
It contextually understands, handles long conversations and documents with deep context, and learns tasks with minimal examples.
Right. Can you throw some light on what is generative AI is?
There are different models or different aspects that is being talked about. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that can create new content like text, images, music, code, or even video based on patterns it has learned from existing data, like your shopping spree.
Nice.
What does generative AI do? It doesn't just analyze or predict, it generates. For example, text, writing emails, reports, or stories like ChatGPT. When it comes to images, creating artwork or product designs like DALI. code, building software or automating tasks like GitHub Copilot, audio, video, you can produce music, voiceovers, or synthetic videos. Recently, a company that known to me, rebranded themselves, say they just gave some information about the company, and the AI tool gave them a company song. We have heard of family song in Tamil cinema.
Right.
Here is a company song.
Nice.
How it works: generative AI models are trained on massive data sets and use techniques like large language models,
Yeah.
generative adversarial networks for creating realistic images, diffusion models for high quality image and video generation. And having seen all this, why do you think it's a game changer? Because it boosts productivity, enhances creativity, personalizes experience. Like the company song. Imagine they wouldn't have tried of a company song if there was no AI tool. It automates repetitive tasks, especially large volume. AI today is great when it comes to handling large volume of data. Human mind will get tired after 8 hours, probably feel monotonous doing the same work every day. AI is still not there, so it easily automates repetitive tasks. But it also raises questions. All this work that we're talking about and the exposure raises questions around ethics, originality, data privacy, which organizations must navigate carefully.
So now there is also a term that is very familiar, which is agentic AI. So can you share some few thoughts on agentic AI for us, please?
Agentic AI is a class of artificial intelligence focused on autonomous systems, AI agents that can make decisions, take actions, and complete tasks without human intervention. Some of the key features of agentic AI is autonomy. Agents operate independently, often with minimal or no supervision. Goal-driven behavior. They pursue specific objectives, adapting their actions based on changing conditions. Real-time decision making. Agents respond dynamically to their environment using learned data. And tool integration. They interact with external systems like APIs or databases to complete tasks end to end. But how does it differ from traditional AI? Traditional AI is often rule based, reactive, and task specific, whereas agentic AI is more proactive, adaptive, and capable of managing multi-step processes independently. Applications in general of agentic AI is customer support, AI agents that resolve queries and escalate issues. Anytime now you go to a bank or any other website, something pops up, right? Saying what do you want, how can I help you? So that's an AI agent. Software development, autonomous coding assistance, low code, no code, kind of tools. Cybersecurity, agents that detect and respond to threats in real time. And cybersecurity is a great space to be in, especially with more, penetration of digitalization and AI. There could be a lot of threats. Business intelligence, systems that analyze data and generate actionable insights.
What do you think AI can do to the entire job market?
Oh yeah, that's the probably most troubling question, most fearful question in the minds of people. AI is set to reshape the job market in ways we are only beginning to understand. On one hand, it's automating routine tasks like data entry, scheduling, and even customer service, which means some roles will evolve or disappear. But on the other hand, AI is also creating entirely new job categories. Think AI ethicists, prompt engineers, and machine learning trainers. So it's not just about job loss, it's about job transformation. And coming back to the sort of the first or second question that you asked about how industry has evolved, the rate of change and things like that. Every disruption, if you see, did take away some jobs, but it created more jobs.
Right.
So AI is in that state at this point of time. But what's exciting is how AI can augment human capabilities. It's helping doctors diagnose faster, marketers personalize campaigns, and HR teams make smarter hiring decisions. This means professionals will need to shift from task-based roles to more strategic, creative and analytical ones. So they'll have to go one level up,
Right.
so that people with them, around them, below them also can grow and evolve.
Correct.
However, there's a challenge, the skills gap. As AI becomes more embedded in workplaces, employees will need to continuously upskill. Organizations must invest in learning and development to ensure their workforce stays relevant. And let's not forget the human side. AI can't replace empathy, leadership, or ethical judgment. So, while the job market will become more tech driven, it will also demand stronger human centric skills.
Right.
In short, AI isn't just changing jobs, it's changing how we define work itself.
Wow.
The future belongs to those who can adapt, learn, and collaborate with technology. The most used statement or cliche today is AI will not replace a job, but the person knowing AI will.
How do you think AI will transform nature of work in coming years?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, AI is set to fundamentally reshape the nature of work, not just by automating tasks, but by redefining roles, workflows, and even how we think about productivity. In the coming years, we'll see a shift from task based jobs to more strategic, creative, and collaborative ones. AI will handle repetitive and data heavy tasks, allowing humans to focus on problem solving, innovation, and relationship building. One major transformation that I see will be in decision making.
Okay.
AI will provide real time insights, predictive analytics, and scenario modeling, helping professionals make faster and more informed choices.
How do you think AI is going to influence the way we define intelligence, creativity, and decision making? AI is already challenging and expanding our traditional definitions, right? So, how do you think it is going to re emerge or influence?
Yeah, historically, intelligence has been associated with human traits like reasoning, problem solving, and learning. With AI systems now capable of processing vast amounts of data, recognizing patterns, and even learning autonomously, we are beginning to see intelligence as multidimensional, not just human, but also machine augmented. This shift encourages us to redefine intelligence as the ability to adapt, learn, and generate value regardless of the source. Creativity, AI generated art, music, writing, and design are pushing the boundaries of what we consider creativity
Right.
or creative. While AI lacks emotion and intent, it can produce novel combinations and ideas that mimic or even inspire human creativity. This raises questions like, is creativity about originality, expression, or impact? Can collaboration between humans and machines lead to co creativity? AI is helping us see creativity not just as a spark of genius, but as a process that can be enhanced, scaled, and democratized. Decision making, we did see a bit of that in one of the
Right.
earlier questions.
Right.
AI is transforming decision making from intuition based to data driven because it can handle large amounts of data. You can throw large amounts of data. When large amounts of data is thrown on a man or a woman, they'll feel overwhelmed, right? It'll take months for me to do this, but AI can do it very quickly.
Now, though AI has come into place or in the picture, what is the acceptance of AI in general?
Before I come to this question, a comment on statement that you made on assisted intelligence. Like you saw, it is learning from us. A man gave us intelligence to the tool. It learned from us, and it is giving back,
Right.
to us for decision making or ease of work and things like that. And like any new trend or technology, the acceptance is was low to start with. There was a lot of resistance, but I think it has picked up, right? Like if you had, asked me the same question 1 year back, it would probably have been in a bookish form. But over the last year, and as I said, over 10,000 tools being developed and things like that, the acceptance is high. And AI is no longer a futuristic concept. It's part of our everyday lives today.
True.
From voice assistants and recommendation engines to fraud detection and healthcare diagnostics, AI is quietly transforming how we live and work. The general acceptance of AI has grown because people see its convenience, speed, and ability to solve complex problems. However, with this acceptance comes responsibility. We must ensure AI is used ethically, transparently, and inclusively. The key is not just adopting AI, but understanding it so we can harness its potential while safeguarding human values. As AI continues to evolve, our openness to learning and adapting will define how successfully we integrate it into society.
With your experience over last 2.5 decades, please share how the HR function has evolved.
Thanks. That's a great question. For HR folks listening in to this, brains and bots session of ours. It's been a fantastic and fascinating journey. HR has evolved through various distinct phases. In the 60s, 70s, it was IR, industrial relations, focused on compliance, negotiations, and labor laws. People having daughters will not give their daughter to an IR manager, fearing unions and the threat. I don't know if you were born when Maunaragam was released. Human resource development emphasized training, development, and performance. And then came, concept of HRBP, which is, became more strategic, aligning talent with business goals. And then, people experience, where it shifted to designing meaningful, personalized journeys for employees. Now with AI, we are entering a new era where technology enhances every aspect of HR,
True.
from recruitment to onboarding to engagement and retention. And AI will only amplify HR and HR's work. It helps make smarter decisions, personalize experience at scale, free up time for what matters most for HR professional, which is human connection.
True, very true. So it's not just evolution, it's transformation.
Very true. HR is a strategic enabler of culture, innovation, and growth, and HR can transform organizations.
The next question to you is on, in the context of AI, how can companies strike a balance between automation and the human touch, ensuring that the employees remain central to the overall workforce strategy?
That's a crucial question. There's an old saying, machines don't run business, people do. And it still holds true, especially in service-driven, people-centric industries. AI is excellent for low-hanging, repetitive tasks, screening resumes, scheduling interviews, answering routine questions. It works best in the backend, freeing up HR teams to focus on what truly matters, that is the human connection. But here's the reality. AI can't beat EI, emotional intelligence, especially in a VUCA world that we are living in. Complex decision making involving ethics, confidentiality and fairness, or creative and strategic thinking, legal and compliance nuances. All this requires the human judgment, the human touch. So the future of HR isn't AI versus humans, it's AI with humans.
There are some myths and fears around Gen AI in HR. How can change management strategies address them?
Yeah, absolutely. Three big ones stand out. One is job displacement. People worry AI will replace HR roles. Or bias in decision making. There's fear that AI might reinforce existing biases. Loss of human connection. HR is deeply personal, and some fear AI could make it feel robotic. But these fears can be addressed with smart change management.
Smart change management, how so?
First, transparency is key. Communicate clearly that AI is here to augment, not replace. It handles repetitive tasks, so HR can focus on strategy and empathy. Second, training and upskilling. Equip teams to work alongside AI tools confidently.
Right.
Third, ethical oversight. Use diverse data and regularly audit AI systems to reduce bias. And finally, human centered design. Keep empathy at the core. AI should support, not replace human touch points. And that's where, the world bodies are, talking about it. Their biggest discussion point is how AI can be ethical, how it will not affect the humankind.
So it's about balance, tech and humanity, tech and empathy. Is it about working both of them or putting them together?
True, with thoughtful change management, Gen AI can empower HR, not threaten it.
So the last and final question, will AI replace HR professionals?
Don't worry, Shivakripa. AI will only augment, not replace.
Right.
It handles repetitive tasks and data analysis. Human judgment, empathy, coaching, and culture building can't be automated. But beware, if this is the last question, let me close on a funny note. Like in the movie Robot, HR teams will have to learn to handle not just human emotions, but chitties too, and also handle human versus machine conflicts and complaints.
That's very funny and thoughtful. So, yes, AI is here to help, but HR, brace yourselves because if Chitty starts filing complaints, you will need a new policy for robot heartbreaks and a wellness program that includes oil changes as well. Thank you everyone for tuning into our conversation on brains and bots. Thank you, Ramesh, to share your thoughts on the show today.
Thank you, Shivakripa, for the great questions. Thanks once again to All India Radio for this wonderful opportunity.
Titled Bots and Brains. Participating in the interview is Shri R.K.Ramesh, Vice President of a leading technology firm. He was interviewed by Srimati R.SHIVAKRIPA. This program came to you from the studios of Akashvani, Chennai.